How long would Zoro survive in the Demon Slayer world? Day 1. As Zenitsu comes at Zoro with thunder-breathing first form, Zoro blocks it easily with his swords, doesn't even move. One swing of his blade and Zenitsu is on the ground. Day 2. Inosuke charges with beast breathing and both his swords swinging wildly. Zoro has to dodge twice. He counters with a basic Tatsumaki slash and Inosuke crashes into a tree. Day 3. Tanjiro uses water breathing with perfect technique and stays calm the entire fight. He lands 2 hits on Zoro's arm. Zoro gets serious, uses Onigiri and Tanjiro drops to one knee bleeding. Day 4. Tengen activates sound breathing and moves so fast Zoro has to use his observation haki to track him. They clash 10 times, sparks flying everywhere. Zoro uses dragon damnation technique and Tengen barely survives. Day 5. Giyu uses water breathing perfect form and his sword never stops moving. Zoro gets cut twice before adapting. He unleashes King of Hell Ashura and Giyu can't see his next move coming. Giyu is defeated in seconds. Day 6. Kyojuro ignites flame breathing and the entire battlefield turns red with fire. Zoro's swords clash with his in rapid succession. Both men are bleeding heavily. Zoro pulls off Conqueror's haki coating his blades and cuts Kyojuro down. Day 7. Sanemi unleashes wind breathing with all his strength. They clash for 2 full minutes straight with neither gaining ground. Zoro uses his strongest attack. Sanemi collapses. Zoro is finally breathing hard.
How long would Shanks survive in Bleach? Day 1. Renji roars with Sabimaru. Shanks just looks at him. One pulse of Conqueror's haki and the Bankai vanishes. Renji's on his knees, suffocating in pure willpower. Day 2. Rukia lectures him on spirit ribbons. Shanks doesn't care. He's popping a bottle of West Blue Sake and laughing. To him, the Seirei-tei is just a vacation spot. Day 3. Byakuya releases a million blades. Shanks walks straight through the pink storm. Not one scratch. Byakuya's pride shatters. Haki is the absolute shield. Day 4. Ichigo goes Bankai. Hollow Mask. Total power. They clash once and 3 city blocks vaporize. Ichigo is left trembling. He's never felt pressure this heavy. Day 5. Kenpachi removes the patch. Pure insanity. The dimension cracks. Shanks whispers divine departure. One swing and the horizon is physically severed. Day 6. Aizen triggers Kyoka Suigetsu. Total illusion. But Shanks' future sight sees the naked truth. Aizen's finally found the only man he can't manipulate. Day 7. Yamamoto unleashes the sun. Shanks draws Griffin fully. The sky splits from the Seirei-tei to the Soul King's palace.
How long would Zoro survive in the Naruto world? Day 1. Naruto runs up to Zoro excited, screaming about friendship and dreams. Zoro stares at him for 5 seconds, says, "You're loud," and goes back to sleep. Day 2. Sakura flips her hair, smiles, and tries to impress Zoro with her looks. Zoro glances once and says, "I don't have time for useless girls," and walks away. Sakura has never recovered. Day 3. Kakashi attempts to teach him chakra control and pulls out his book. Zoro cuts the book in half mid-sentence. Kakashi has nothing to say for the first time in his life. Day 4. Sasuke charges at Zoro with everything he has. Zoro blocks it all with one sword. Sasuke sits down on the ground and stares at nothing for an hour. Day 5. Itachi traps him in Tsukuyomi. 72 hours of pure mental torture in an instant. Zoro wakes up, cracks his neck, and asks Itachi if that was supposed to hurt. Day 6. Pain destroys the entire Leaf Village in minutes. Zoro is already standing in the crater when the dust settles, and Pain hesitates for the first time in his life. That hesitation costs him everything. Day 7. Madara arrives, and the whole shinobi world trembles. Zoro ties his bandana and whispers, "Finally, someone worth 3 swords." The ground cracks before he even swings.
How long would you survive in the One Piece world? First attempt, you're a villager on a small island when a pirate crew rolls through demanding treasure. You have none, they burn it down anyway. Second attempt, you join the Marines to protect innocent people and get stationed in the Grand Line. Your first assignment puts you face to face with the Yonko's crew. You don't come back. Third attempt, you ditch the law and join a pirate crew chasing freedom on the open sea. Then you accidentally sail into Kaido's territory, and he's always in a bad mood. Fourth attempt, you join the Revolutionary Army, fighting the world government from the shadows. Then a Cypherpole agent who's been watching you for 3 years steps out of your own reflection. Fifth attempt, this time you're born a celestial dragon, untouchable, wealthy, and protected by the Navy. Then Luffy punches you in the face. And honestly, you deserved it.
What if you were raised by Roronoa Zoro? Day 1. Zoro gets lost on an island and accidentally finds you. Without hesitation, he brings you aboard the Thousand Sunny to begin your path. Day 30. Zoro introduces you to the crew, Captain Luffy, Usopp, and the curly-browed cook. He tells you never to trust a man who fights with his legs. Year 1. He doesn't give you choice, he gives you a bamboo sword. He puts it in your mouth. The goal is simple, build jaw strength. If you drop it, you sleep outside. Year 10. Training becomes hell every single day. 2,000 swings with giant weights, meditating in freezing waterfalls. Your spirit hardens, your will becomes sharper than any blade. Year 15. Zoro teaches you the breadth of all things. 1 sword style, 2 sword style. You learn to cut nothing and yet cut steel. You become a demon in human form. Year 30. Now Zoro decides you're ready. He passes down his ultimate art, 3 sword style, Santoryu. You channel your haki into Enma. Now you stand at the pinnacle. You are the second greatest swordsman because the first one is still Roronoa Zoro.
What if you were raised by Sanji? Day 1. Sanji is chasing a beautiful woman when he finds you abandoned and crying. He stops, picks you up. You need food. Nothing else matters. Day 7. Sanji introduces you to the crew. Nami, Robin, and the others. Your family now. The Thousand Sunny is your home. Year 1. Sanji puts you in the galley. Knife skills, ingredients, flavors. You learn to dice vegetables before you can write. You learn to taste balance before you can speak. Year 5. Training intensifies. Every day, 1,000 kicks against the dummy. 500 handstands. 50 kilometers running across the deck. Your legs become steel. Your core becomes unshakable. Year 10. Sanji educates you about women, respect, admiration, chivalry. He also shows his perverted side, peeking at the bathhouse, schemes to glimpse Nami and Robin. You learn desire and honor go hand in hand. Year 15. Combat mastery complete. Black leg style, Diable Jambe, Skywalk, Ifrit Jambe. You fight with legs only, deadly fighter and master chef simultaneously. Year 20. You become the third strongest on the crew, right behind Luffy and Sanji. Zoro doesn't even make top 3 anymore.